wasn't holding you.
How challenging was it for you as a chef to combine together the different varied flavor profiles and come to a flavor profile that you also enjoy personally, and then obviously our audience would also enjoy, people will enjoy.
Hi everyone. So I think creating this was an amazing experience, and as you all know about the variety of ingredients that we've used here, you all know about the milk and dark chocolate. Of course, you all have eaten that. But the beauty of this product, this indulging truffle, is the ingredients. I would say. So we picked up as per the countries that you can see, the 10 different countries. So we've created, I think, we've created a product in terms of different multi-sensorial, multi-textured, feel to every mouthfeel that you, every bite that you take into the truffle. So I think that is the highlight for this product. In terms of the crunchy element, the soft center, the fruity element, all of it together. In terms of the challenges that you asked, I think getting all of this together into one small truffle is with the right flavor is where our skill lies in, and getting the perfect sweetness, the little bitterness, the little saltiness, all of it together. So yes, that's about it.
Yeah, I think so true, and I think for me, what you'll find with the chocolates is the balance is just spot on, and that was a real challenge because all of the ingredients that were chosen are vastly different, but they all had to kind of work together in some strange sense to be a part of the same box. So the balance of each individual truffle and the balance of the whole box is spot on.
Yes, and Andy, if I were to ask you which truffle happens to be your personal favorite, do you have your favorites?
Obviously, I'm very biased with Australian macadamias, but in all honesty, the macadamias is something that, obviously being from Australia, a native Australian ingredient, it's been around for thousands and thousands of years, and it is a very unique nut. Probably nothing similar to what, it's not an almond, it's not a pistachio, it's got a very buttery, sweet flavour, and has a beautiful kind of slippery texture to it as well. So I really, really love how that pairs with the truffle, and then also for me the poppy seed from Bangladesh. Obviously, my palate is driven more towards the savoury side, and when I tasted that with the milk chocolate and the finish that it gave at the end of the palate with the savouriness of the poppy seeds, it was unbelievable. I was really pleasantly surprised in how that one turned out. So they're my two picks. And also, just because I know that we're going to beat South Africa in the cricket this afternoon, shout out to you to the Oranges. That was pretty tasty as well.
Okay, Chef Deepthi, do you have any personal favorites?
Again, mine would be the posto truffle, which again the sesame, the poppy seed that is there in it is the beauty of it because it's so crunchy, and also the mandarin one, the orange flavored one. The entire texture of the orange marmalade that goes inside is the beauty of it.
Nice, nice. So we have two very distinct flavor profiles over here as personal favorites of both the chefs. And this one question is going to be specifically directed towards Chef Andy. You just happened to tell us and also the audience that you watched the game last night in Afghanistan. And one thing that was pleasantly surprising. Now I'm just going to quickly have a chit chat with all three of you, in fact all four of you. And this is going to be on the premise that sports happens to be a unifier for most of the things in our lives. And if we were to look at it either professionally or personally, both ways, it acts as a unifier. All three of you represent three different nationalities. I'll start off with you, Dinesh, if I may. How has sports acted as a unifier in your life, and where has it predominantly been more, should I say, yeah, just been more influencing in your life, professionally or personally?
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. Quite an honor to be here. Nice to see some happy faces here. And when it comes to sport, you can ask the world over a period of time. The whole concept of sport was to have challenges, and then it got to an extent where a lot of people started to believe it was invented so that people come together to watch it and be a part of it. And that's how the Olympics started many years ago, to help countries to come together. my personal life, the fact that I've been to so many countries around the world has only one reason. I think sport has to be the sport that I chose to play, which was cricket, which has taken me to quite a few countries. Be it Nepal, Netherlands, we all know the usual test playing nations, but apart from that as well, we're going to countries like Antigua, St. Lucia, and these are cultures very different where I'm from. And the fact that it always lived very closely with me in my heart, and I'm happy to be associated with the sport, and I'm happy to be here today as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're also very happy to have you over here with us today. Waqar, let me come to you. Since Dinesh just mentioned that sports has helped him build. Can I have the audio increase in this? There seems to be a problem with that. Yeah, my apologies. So I was saying since Dinesh technical glitches, my apologies. Okay, yes, since you were just talking about how sports has acted as a unifier, should I say acted as a unifier in your life towards forging friendships. Now, Waqar, India-Pakistan rivalry in the field of sports is pretty well known, not just in cricket, but should I say across different sports also, whether it is hockey or you name it. You've been there in the thick of thin of it and experienced it also as a professional. If I were to ask you your one time experience in life where you possibly during the game felt or had a different perception about a player or a team, which turned out to be completely different in person off the field, where did sports play that unified for you?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, great to be back in India, great to be back in Delhi. Got great friends from my playing days and even my media days. When I started, into the commentary and all, and lots of good friends here. And you asked me a question that how we act on the field and how we act off the field. Is that right? Yes. So on field is totally different. I mean, I'm not gonna talk one particular country, but I think on field when we play against each other, it's very different. It's just that you're professional. You go there and you want to win game for your country. You want to do well for yourself, for your family, and you put in all the effort and hard work on the field. And sometimes it gets heated, and it happens so many times. In Australia, in India, or England, name any country. Nowadays, because we got the referees and all that, they don't keep very close eyes on that on us. But back in the days, it was different. There was no referee, so plenty was happening on the field, which you couldn't figure out what was happening. So especially Aussies, Andy's sitting there. So I live in Australia. Elise is from Australia, so we're all country fellows. But playing against Australia was hard, and because they were not only intimidating on the field, but they verbally were harsh on us, and to learn and play against them and do or answer them or stand up to them, we had to really give it back to them at times. But I tell you a story, especially playing in Tasmania, the famous test match where Justin Langer and Adam Gilchrist scored big centuries and they won the game from nowhere, literally. A big, one of my best test matches I have played. Big partnership between those two. And on the field, I was bowling at him and he kept on missing the deliveries. And I don't know, if you don't know Justin Langer is very punchy. He's only small, but he's very punchy and he's a black belt or blue belt or whatever. He's a big karate guy, still very punchy though. So he got so annoyed because he got beaten so many times and he just wanted to pick a fight with me. And because I was just verbally also giving it to him. And he goes to me, "You want to pick a fight? Just come and meet me in the pub outside." I said, "I'm not meeting you in the pub outside. You want to fight, you fight here." So, and he, we all know that on the field you can't fight. So I knew that. I knew also that he's a black belt, so I wasn't going to go and fight with him outside the field. So, but Justin Langer, when you meet him outside the field, is like he's like a baby. He's such a lovely man and such a beautiful human being. When you meet him, you will want to discuss cricket. And back in the days, it was very different. We used to finish game and go to the other dressing room and have a drink with them and spend time with them. And it was so friendly, you wouldn't even believe it. Nowadays, I think it's a little bit different, but those days was very, very, very different. We used to learn a lot from each other. And same goes with India also. Ajay Jadeja, famous, quarterfinal 1996, hit me for sixes. I've got family terms with him. On field he was swearing at me, and I was just giving at him back. But it was happening, and that's the beauty of the game. That we play hard, but we're friends off the field. So I think cricket brings people together. People you will see tomorrow or day after when India Pakistan will play. There will be hundreds and thousands of people there, and you will see the harmony. You will see that, and hopefully it will continue. And yeah, these are a couple of stories I wanted to share. It was just amazing.
Beautiful. You're actually very good at managing it. As a matter of fact, it's not just cricket, I believe. It's sports in general, which acts as a beautiful unifier for people across the globe. And when you mix sports with something sweet, I mean, well, these are two things that the combination can never go wrong. Trust me. You enjoy, you share happiness over sweets in life, and that mostly or very often happens to happen via sports. If you were to talk about that, and Lisa, I'll come to you. Feels good to have a female presence and that too from the sporting world over here. So once again, a very warm welcome. Now the two gentlemen on your right hand side. Do I hear a round of applause and cheer for them? So the two gentlemen on your right hand side had tales to share about how sports acted as a unifier in their lives on and off the field. Now being a cricketer yourself and a sports person, how has it played a role in your life, not just professionally, but has it impacted it in, on your personal front, in your personal relationships also?
I guess my story is slightly different, and sports played a huge role right from when I was young. Born in India, in Pune, and immigrated to Australia in the early 1980s, and wanted to fit into Australian society. And it was a society that loved sport, and I found that was my way to speak to everyone else at school. It was playing sport. Being good at sport also helped. Australians only like winners. To have a good hand-eye coordination, I played tennis, football, cricket, softball. Anytime the school said they'd like a sporting team to go, I put my hand up. I didn't really want to go to school, so I was quite happy to skip that and play